Before this episode begins, I want to go ahead and show off that you can in fact use a Pokemon Mart here in Fennec City. After you have saved Fennec City from Cipher, you can access the shop. The shop contains your basic necessities that you will need for the Cipher Key Lair, such as Pokeballs, Great Balls, Ultra Balls, Super and Hyper Potions, all these status healing items, revives, and Pokesnacks. Personally, I recommend you buy a lot of revives, as well as a lot of Great and Ultra Balls, since there will be a lot of Shadow Pokemon there, as well as a lot of battling. So, I hope you take my advice with that. You can take a look and see how many of the items that I bought on the store on screen. So, with that being done and said, I will go ahead and meet you guys over in the Cipher Key Lair when this episode truly begins. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Raved and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. In the last episode, we went over to Fennec City real quick to take on Justy in his challenge. And after we defeated the purple hair pushover, as I called him, we went over here to the Cipher Key Lair to take down Zook once and for all, who has left the country because of us. And in this episode, we are finally going to go ahead and enter this Cipher Key Lair. And might I say, this whole place looks a lot like Illuminati or something. Like, it just looks like a base that would have Illuminati, but I digress. Anyways, if you try and enter right now, check it out.
Hey, this is no place for a kid like you. No, can't let you in. Nope, you run along now.
So, if you thought the coast was clear for us to enter, we cannot. These two big, buff, underdeveloped bodyguards, at least in their bottom halves anyways, are not able to go, or rather blocking our access into the Cipher Key Lair. So, in order to get through, you first want to go ahead and try and walk up to them, and they'll prompt you with their set dialogue.
This is no place for a kid like you. Huh? Wait a minute. That weird machine on your left arm. You look sort of like that kid I saw on TV, but maybe not. Hey, kid, were you ever on TV?
If you say no, he will just say that there's no way a kid like you could be taking down an organization as big as Cipher. So, because we actually do want to get stuff done this episode, we are going to say yes and be strong and independent 13-year-old teenagers who like ferns and like spiky hair.
What? The kid taking to fight the Cipher is you? Well, what an opportunity! I'll knock you out and earn myself a promotion to admin. Hold it there.
Guess who's here?
That kid's special. She's not anyone you lot can beat. If you know what's best, let him through without a fuss. What? Don't make me laugh. Hey kid, you let us handle things here. It wouldn't pay to make a racket. All it do is alert the guys inside the building. Hey Wacken! Yo! Hey, you guys are from Team Snag'em. What do you think you're doing here?
Gloom, hit him with sleep powder! Oh, Wacken, up to your usual antics as usual, just using your Pokemon like that on the field and not necessarily in the arena. Classic.
Good going, Wacken!
Glad to be of service. Now's our chance. Hurry! We can wreck Cipher right now! And by we, he means us, because these guys are going to stand here just making sure these guys don't get up, which I honestly have to say is good on their part. And speaking of good, Gonzad, you really have lightened up ever since the first game. In the first game, you're more dark and sinister. Now you're just like, you started off dark in a way, and now you're just kind of like, oh, let's help you. And I understand he's trying to make us, you know, he's just using us so then he can rule the world, but he's not going to. Let's be honest here. Anyways, approaching the Cipher Key Lair, which I ought to say, it looks a lot like a little Illuminati building with a whole, like, pyramid shape. And also, I have to say right now, these two, like, lights, I guess, here in the front, I always thought this was, like, these were eyes or something. This was like a giant gaping mouth. I never understood why. I did that when I was a kid, obviously. I realized that it's just, like, you know, a design for the building, but still, it just reminds me a lot of, like, it looks like a face or something, like a corpfish or something. I don't know, I just found it to be very funny when I was a kid, and hell, to this day, I still find humor in that. Anyways, inside this Cipher Key Lair, if you go through the middle right over here, you can see where the Shadow Pokemon are being mass-produced. Well, at least these conveyors sending all the dark and sinister auras here. Yeah, really sinister here. However, getting alongside from that, over to the left over here, there is an item chest. And these contain, if I can press A, 3 Hyper Potions. So, if you decide not to go ahead and buy Hyper Potions, there are a couple of them for you here. And while this place does provide you with a couple of necessities that you will need for battling, it is not enough to the point where you can go ahead and just rely on the items here alone. And speaking of stuff you can't rely on, you cannot rely on these guys, because even though we are infiltrating and we are clearly trying to take down their job, if we talk to them, they're just kind of like, oh, hey, it's this set of Pokemon or blah, 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 blah. So, Anyways, getting off topic from that, let's move on. So, if you move over to the right over here, this is where you need to go. You need to go northeast of this building in order to continue. However, there are optional things over here. And because optional things are fun, we're going to go this way. More specifically down here, because as soon as we go down here... What a nasty boy. It's so rude to come in uninvited. I will punish you in place of your mother. Wow. Hell, I mean, I understand that someone before that was a Cipher fan looked a lot like you, except your name wasn't Ipsol. And really? I swear, if you have an Absol on your team, that would just be horrible. And I have to say right now, guys, the names here only get worse. If you thought they were bad before, they only get quote-unquote better. So anyways, as I was saying, I'm terribly sorry for that interruption right there. Apparently someone thought it was a good idea to call me when I was on Do Not Disturb, and for some reason it took down my whole display from my screen, so that was an unfortunate series of events. Anyways, as I was saying, I swear, she tells us that we're like, she's trying to take the place of our mother. Hell, there was a Cipher Peon back in ONBS that was kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna beat you or whatever, and it's just kind of like, okay, for real? Like, I don't understand why you would go ahead and even consider that. I mean, can we just, like, kick your ass and get it over? I mean, I know it sounds kind of rude to, like, women and stuff, and I subconsciously used Sludge against a Poison-type Pokemon. Yay, I'm being rather dumb today. That's not a good thing to start off with. Anyways, yeah, 15 whole damage, Reason Confusion to Black Hole, God, and Takedown should do a lot more than what we did to Dustox, because on mine, or rather Plusle, my bad, that should do over half. Indeed it did. So, for this next turn, I'm going to go ahead and use Iron Tail on Dustox and Sludge on Plusle. This should go ahead and help out, and I'll just say right now, a couple of trainers on the first floor do not, actually the majority of the trainers here do not have Shadow Pokemon, ironically, even though this is the place where they do make Shadow Pokemon, so don't understand why they did that, but I'm not necessarily going to complain. It's a nice way to space out where you get all the Shadow Pokemon in the game, so yeah. Anyways, a Xatu next, and oh man, this is gonna be fun. For Xatu, I'm going to go ahead and once Dustox uses Gust on our team, which really should not do a whole damage, like what? Yeah, oh no, a whopping 1 damage to Aggravation. God, I feel so bad for him, or rather I feel so bad for her, and in the end, she doesn't care because Dustox is not dead. Are you serious? Come on. Anyways, I'm going to keep Aggravation out on the field, and I'm going to use Headbutt. But as for Black Hole, I'm going to send out Poseidon in his place because I would like to keep Poseidon on side because there is something I would like him to do at level 36. Alright. Go ahead and use Leer on me. That's really not important to me at all just because, yeah, sure, our defense falls, but honestly, with Gust, oh, what? If you're going to attack Lairing, let me guess. Yeah, 2 HP. Oh, no, still 1? Wow, okay, you are just pathetic. Like, come on. Anyways, Headbutt once again. That should take down Dustox. If not, that'd be really surprising because Dustox is at very low HP to begin with. And he goes, and I like how it kind of just, like, broke its bottom right wing or something. Anyways, even outside of battle, Black Hole grew to level 35. That's kind of why I didn't want Black Hole out on the field besides Poseidon leveling up as well. Because Black Hole is getting to the point where he's on par with the rest of our members. And Aggravation is the lowest level, excluding Snuggles, who's only 1 level above Aggravation. So, I'm going to use Iron Tail once again on Volbeat this time, and I'm going to use Ice Beam on Xatu. Alright, this should one-shot if I'm not mistaken, and if it doesn't one-shot, I'm going to be very, very concerned for this. And a critical, nice job! Hell, even it didn't do that much originally, just having a critical help, and wow! I have to say, the models for this game are just beautiful. That's all I can describe it. It's just beautiful. The fact that they reused most of these from Coliseum, it's just funny as hell. I mean, Coliseum and then Stadium and stuff like that, it's just funny, especially for Pokemon from Gen 2. It's kind of just like they wobble back and forth. So we have Doduo with its weird, like, same thing that Xatu did, honestly. We have Storm with his stubby little legs, and then we have other Pokemon which I can't necessarily remember on the top of my head. Alright, so Volbeat, you have your defense dropped, which is good, despite the fact that we can kind of just kick your ass regardless. So I believe Water Gun should be the move to take him down. If Poseidon can go ahead and come on, do it, do it, do it! Yes! Good job, Poseidon. I have so much faith in you. Alright, Water Gun to take down that Volbeat. And it's down. Alright, get our XP inputs, and with that, we have defeated the person who claimed to try and be our mother. Wah, I failed to punish you. Yeah, this time we punished you because you are trying to infiltrate our attempts to... Mirror B, I understand you used to be part of Cipher, but now is not your time, and it never will be. Sad as it is to say that, that's kind of true. Anyways, up here you have yourselves a bit of a puzzle. Now, there is an item over here, quite obviously, so we go ahead and open the chest right now. We get 1 full restore. Now, full restore, as the name implies, is an item that, well, quite literally, fully restores your Pokemon's HP as well as any stats afflictions that you may have on it. The only thing that does not restore would be any sort of power points on it. That would just be way too overpowered for its capacities. So anyways, over to the top left over there, as you can see, there's an item chest. And by pushing this big crate of Poke Food, which I don't understand why they would have the food here. I mean, hell, they're evil enough to try and just, like, close the hearts of Pokemon. Why feed them? Anyways, grabbing this chest over here, it contains 1 elixir. Ironic, we were just talking about PowerPoint items, and that's what it gives us. Alright, so, as much as I would like to keep pushing this over here, and we actually could potentially push it over here, but the only problem is, it will lead us to a spot where we cannot go anywhere. So that's why they have these nice, neatly organized places. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the top right. So I'll see you guys there in, well, not any time at all, because I'm not gonna cut it all. For some reason I thought it'd be a lot farther. But anyways, go over to this side and we get another person to battle. Yay. Alright, while I'm healing my Pokemon over here, I'm gonna go ahead and mention that any battle that does not include any Shadow Pokemon will not be shown on screen. The reason for that is because it's a way for me to speed up the length of these episodes. And when I mean speed up the length, I mean speed up the progression we do in these episodes. Usually I would always just like commentate every battle I do. And while you guys do like that, I can't necessarily keep doing that forever, because as much as I'd like to do it, I do want to in fact get stuff done each episode. So anyways, going up here once again, there is another battle. However, this time, I'm going to keep this on screen, and that kind of just spoils it already. You already know why. And Huma? That is like, if you were trying to literally make this guy's name be human, and you had a typo. You're like, oh, let's make this guy a human, because he's kind of a human, even though he kind of looks like a cyborg with his spy outfit. And they kind of just like mistyped it. They're kind of like, oh, you put Huma? Oh, whatever. No one's gonna notice anyways. They're all a bunch of dumb kids. There's not like they can actually read or whatever. And wow, that was a diss over to any small child. And I was like, God, okay. Anyways, not trying to offend any sort of person that's a little kid watching these or have played these in the past. Hell, that's in a way that's offending me in some kind of way, shape, or plasma nature. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to Poseidon and Snuggles. Actually, no. Aggravation, I want you to stay out for just a little bit. I would like to use Takedown on Murkrow. Actually, no. I want to use Iron Tail on Murkrow, and I would like to go ahead and send out Poseidon. I understand that Snuggles hasn't gotten that much screen time, but trust me, I just really want to get Poseidon to level 36. And for all of you that know, you know why. So, let's see how this works. Astonish. Okay, I'm not worried if it attacks Poseidon. Okay, and wow, a critical hit of like what, 15 damage? Gee, you are such a badass in Rap. Okay, not so terrified about that if this was in Gen 1. In Gen 1, Rap was a very overpowered move. It was just quite obviously the death to anybody that you got it used against them. Okay, so anyways, Iron Tail. Speaking of stuff that was used against him, the Great Death. Iron Tail one-shot at Murkrow, nice and easy. Okay, 220 and 220, not exactly enough to level up Poseidon, but right now, after a long time of not showing up any Shadow Pokemon, by that I mean like one episode, we encounter another Shadow Pokemon, this one being a Shadow Paras, or Paras, or Paras, or something. I honestly don't remember how to announce them, or announce its name, but I'm not going to worry too much about it, because pronunciations aren't necessarily my strong point, except if they're Japanese people, in which case I can actually do a rather well job. Anyways, Ice Beam on Viper. I'm just gonna go out and all-out attack the hell out of Viper, because I want him to send out something else. So Viper, you take all that damage. I really would have wished that you could have gotten one shot with that, and Rap once again, I'm not so worried about that at all. Also, I forgot to mention that Rap does have a sustaining effect at the end of every battle. It takes away a small fraction of your HP, very, very small. It's not the most devastating move in the world. In fact, it's very minuscule nowadays, but in the past, in Gen 1, it was pretty damn scary. Anyways, after Poseidon grows to level 36, Poseidon, or rather Vaporeon in general, can learn Aurora Beam. Now, once again, I don't understand why they don't make this Pokemon a dual type of Ice and Water. It is clearly learning a lot of Ice type moves, and Poseidon could really benefit from it if it had the same type attack bonus. Anyways, as much as I like using Blizzard, with the low accuracy, I don't want to use it right now. So Aurora Beam is going to take its place, and even though a lot of people may be thinking, oh wait, but that thing can freeze. Don't worry, that's why we have Ice Beam. So Ice Beam alongside Aurora Beam would help greatly. Alright. And for his final Pokemon, he is going to be sending out a Growlithe. And not just any Growlithe that's shaking its tongue like a freaking lunatic, but a Shadow Growlithe. This is the first trainer battle in Pokemon XD where the trainers have 2 Shadow Pokemon in their party. That is an awesome feature and is a great way to capture many Shadow Pokemon in one go. So, I'm going to go ahead and use... Metal Claw. I'm actually trying to think this through. I'm going to use Headbutt on Growlithe, and I'm going to go ahead and use Bite on Paras. That should not kill them all, and if it really does, that is a problem. Alright, that guy takes... Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Shadow Blitz, that really should not do much at all. Even though it is a Shadow Pokemon, you had a whole 10 damage to our freaking wall. And also, I want to mention Shadow moves here. Now, I mentioned a few episodes ago that before the special physical split... And, oh, Jesus! That scared me half to death. That said critical hit. Whew. God, if that thing would have been killed, I would have been, like, just horrified. Alright, let us catch these Pokemon. I have to say right now, I'm going to capture Growlithe in a Luxury Ball just because I want to do it. And also I have to say right now, if you try and go ahead and capture 2 Shadow Pokemon at once, the Snag Machine will not let you. The Snag Machine is charging after use, it can't be used again right away. So because of that, it limits you to only capturing 1 Shadow Pokemon per turn. So for this move, I'm going to go ahead and use... I guess I can go ahead and use a... No, that won't necessarily work that well. Actually, no, it will work. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of our lemonades. One of our last lemonades. 4 left, but that's gonna be diminished rather quickly. Alright, so, I really hope we can catch this Pokemon in the Luxury Ball, because quite frankly, this is one of the only ones we ever get. So, let us get this Growlithe. I would really like it. That low HP. Come on, guys, say it with me. 1. Damn it! I was so hoping that it could be caught with a freaking Luxury Ball. Ugh, anyways, let me get back to another topic, because whenever I talk about irrelevant topics to capturing a Shadow Pokemon, I always catch it with the worst quality Pokeballs. So anyways, as you can see, Shadow Wave and Shadow Blitz, they're Shadow moves, and as I said a few episodes ago, before the whole physical special split, certain types of moves were classified as either physical or special. Might I say as well. The poison types, for some reason, I don't understand why they decided to do this, but poison types are actually physical. For some reason, I keep mentioning that Black Hole is a special user for its moves, and I really don't understand why. Poison to me does not seem physical, as it seems just special. So, like I said, I don't understand why. I'm just going to call Poseidon this turn. Alright, anyways, as I was saying, Shadow moves in this game work differently. For whatever reason, they decided to go ahead and include the physical special split depending on how the move looks and seems in this generation for its Shadow moves, rather than just do it all in general. And like I said, every time I talk about an irrelevant topic, I always catch a Pokemon that I'm trying to get. Anyways, Poseidon! I just love doing that. I mean, whenever I do that in the past, like whenever I played these games in the past, I'd always just do that just because I found it to be kind of fun, and it kind of felt like I was more immersed in the video game. But anyways, let me go ahead and catch this Paras with a Pokeball, because I don't want to use my other balls on... I don't want to use my Pokeballs on Pokemon such as this, because honestly, Paras is kind of useless. Anyways, so, physical and special moves, first Shadow moves are a thing. Shadow moves are neither physical or special to one set class. They can either be physical or special. Shadow Wave can be an example of a special move, and Shadow Rush can be an example of a physical move. So like I said, I don't understand why they decided to do that in this game and not just include all the other moves and just make it that. And I don't know why they wait until Gen 4 to do that, but there we go. And you need to get stronger Shadow Pokemon. Hell, dude, Growlithe is freaking awesome. And Paras is, well, I can agree with you there. Anyways, after taking out Humach, I say we end things off here. So next time on Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale Darkness, we're going to continue higher up in the Cipher Key Lair and attempt to take down the rest of the people who have Shadow Pokemon here and close down this facility once and for all. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.